Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is a probably well-known lemon and lime soda, very carbonated and nicely chilled. Its name is basically a number and a direction. Either way, welcome back to the game. And previously, we started construction on our legendary and warden mode facility. And I'd like to show you a big overview, but well, it's warden mode, so I can't zoom out any further than this. Basically, we have a total of 12 cells, and we managed to get a fair amount of building done. And indeed work through some grants, and speaking of which, that's what we'll be doing in this episode, and obviously progressing on with all of that. So let's have a quick look in the middle. This is going to be our area for some, basically all of the security and such, although it's quite large, so we might end up changing it up and adding things in. Either way, we are working on security procedure certification on long-term investment, which has got 32 hours left. We have 51,000 generic units of currency, and we can indeed pick up another grant, which is going to be visitation rights, and we'll do this, we'll basically get it done technically, so we'll place it in here most likely. But let's go over to planning here, and I just want to plan off what is roughly going to be around this area. And basically we're going to have on the left and the right a kennel, although I think that's a bit too small. Let's go with kennel, and it is a minimum size of 5x5 and can be indoors or outdoors, so it's going to have to be like that, 5 by something. If we put it in here, it might register, but I'm not going to take any risk. Whoa, okay, we just went into orbit there. Let's just have it on both sides. And yes, this is a little bit oversized, but we're going to have a lot of guard dogs on this one, so I want to make sure that there's plenty of rest areas, like I say, on the left and on the right. In terms of this thing, there is 33, so there is a middle, and I believe that is it. So let's check. 16, and then it'll be 16, yes. So we could have a big security room here, and then an armory, but this is far too oversized for an armory. Let me just go with say 9 and cap that off, and then let's go with a similar thing of 9, and then we'll bring that down like so. And then we've got a very large room in here, and there's obviously multiple options for all of this. Something like this is most likely what we're going to go with, and well, let's go with that one. Actually, we need to do, we have the security procedure certification we need to do, but it will just be a case of getting guards. I'm going to go with visitation rights first, because if I do the former, basically we'll be paying staff wages, which I don't want to do if we don't need to. Let me go ahead and place in the walls. This will obviously brick in everybody, so I'll have to be a bit careful on this one. So there we go, and I'm going to go with some doors, and then large jail doors, although I'm going to go with the large jail doors white, because that's the theme we're going with, and put all of these through the middle there, and there we go. Okay, so work will commence momentarily for this one. Let me just go ahead and check our bureaucracy. We are working on things like surveillance, armory, yeah, that's all good. Let me pick up education, and we're going to go with legal, and I don't need micromanagement, but I will go ahead, and while the guys are building, we're going to go over to policy here, and then over to, well, it doesn't really matter what we bring in terms of the type of prisoners, so I might as well bring in Supermax, because you get the most payment, and we know for a fact they are legendary anyway. So yeah, let's go ahead and go to policy and to Supermax, and then I'm going to match that with minimum, believe it or not, because that changes most things to lockdown, and then I'm going to change all of these to lockdown too. And there we go. The actual time for the punishment, I'll work out in the future. Let me go ahead and match with Supermax, and then Supermax, and then Supermax. That's changed all of the punishments to the same, just in case I accidentally get a different type of inmate. We know that that is pretty much sorted. We're not going to have death row or protective custody, and that's just about right. We don't need to have this farming stuff. We're not looking at that. Equip stun buttons, yes please and thank you. Cell quality ratings is off. So yeah, that's all fine basically. basically. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the visitation rights. So we need a visitation room, so we'll go for this, and that's in, and then a common room, and that'll just go in, it doesn't really matter there, and then we need to put in the basics for this one. So from memory it is 2 TVs, it is I think a pool table and a couple of visitor tables, 3 in fact, 5 phone booths, yeah, I think I've actually remembered most of that correctly, which is exceptionally rare. 5 phone booths, okay, I can do that, and I'll do that now. Hang on, I've just went around the opposite side of the fence. Let me go ahead and go to objects and to phone booth, and we will speed this up and have a bit of a run around, and it's going to be basically a phone booth there, and then it'll be cloned and placed in here, and it'll go along. So what I'll do, just for the sake of getting the grant, I'll place that there, and there we go. There is a grant completion payment. Back over to grants here, and we have prisoner acclimatization and engagement. I will pick that up because that is again another fairly easy one. Let me just pause it for a moment while I dismantle all of those, and similar thing over here. Let me just go and dismantle that, and these TVs, and then the visitor tables, and we will remove the room designation. And what is all that actually, this designation? Is that oh, that was yard, of course, because we set this to yard, didn't we, just for the sake of getting the grant, the basic detention centre grant. I was wondering why there was a checkered pattern in the background there, and let's just remove all of that. Okay, that is now done. So assign 3 prisoners to the laundry, assign prisoners to the kitchen, and then to the cleaning cupboard. So talking about the kitchen, I did mention in the previous episode, like, should I... Oh, why are they standing on the wall line? Should I, like, keep this a little bit bigger? And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to put the wall there. I'll move these lights down. I'm going to demolish this one, and this is going to be our... I was going to say cleaning cupboard, but a bit of a... yeah, bit of a misstep. That's going to be it's going to be a laundry. So over to the white wall, and we'll bring that across over to the walls and doors and demolish wall, and obviously smash that down. And we'll go with a door, staff door, and it'll go there like so. And then rooms wise, we'll have a laundry, so we'll go with a laundry. And oh, it requires prison labour, and I've not got that unlocked apparently. Okay, let me max that out, and we'll remove the kitchen. While we're doing that, I might as well go to staff and to guards, and we'll hire some more guards. We'll go to some, where is it, deployment and patrols, and we'll set up 1, 2, 3, and as soon as I unpause, we'll get the dingling. There we go, and that means we've done that grant, and we'll remove that as well, and then we'll go for the governmental security ratings, which is dog handlers and armed guards. So for that one, we will go with the kennel, which I don't think is yet... Oh no, it is actually unlocked, that's fine. So kennel will go there. We will have to expand it to be enclosed. Yeah, that's now done, and we'll rush to this side and do a similar thing. There we go, and let's just go ahead and place in the dog crates. Like I said, probably oversized this one, but I'm not too concerned about that. Like I say, it's best to overdo the dog kennels, and you know what, this has actually worked out quite well in terms of the positioning of it. It's just you've got this sort of 3-floor through here, so that's quite nice. 75 grand, okay, that's good money. Let me go ahead and see, have we got an armory yet? We have not got an armory. It is getting researched at some point in the future. We shall see. Let's just go with then security. So I'm going to put the security room, doesn't really matter, but we're going to put it in here. And the security room will require a office desk, so I'll have an office desk in here, a filing cabinet behind, and then a chair. That's the wrong way around, and there we go. So we're going to go with a couple of CCTV monitors. We're going to go with a door control system there. We'll have a phone tap up the top. I'll probably have 2 door control systems. That's going to be a whole extra thing, probably a future me problem. And yeah, anyway, how we're doing for prisoner labour, it is not finished, but it is getting there. So what I'll do is run into here, and I'll place in the remainder of these walls, and this is going to be, well, it's going to be a couple of things. It's going to be like training rooms and things like that, but for now, I'm just going to make them sort of generic boxes for things. So this one down here will be a laundry, and still not researched. How we're doing? We are on 73%. So I'm just going to max speed it out until that is completed. So less than in-game hour left, so that is all good. The security guy, what is he actually researching? It doesn't appear that they're researching anything. Let me remove these and then put them back on. Yeah, look at that. I think they might have been glitched out. Okay, strange. We could go with the offshore tax haven, 50 grand, but that might be a little bit risky. So I'll have to have a little thing about that one. Let's go with a laundry. So this is going to be our laundry. I think I mentioned about it being down here. Oh no, so that's infirmary. Let's go with cleaning cupboard, and that can go in here. There we go. So objects, and for the laundry, it is naturally a laundry machine. I'm just going to go with one. Ironing board small, we'll put in 3 because we can. Actually, no, I'll probably just put the 2 in. I don't think we'll need another laundry machine, but anyway, that's that pretty much done. And then it is logistics, prison labour, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then there's the grant completed, and then we'll remove that. And indeed, we will remove the designation for the cleaning cupboard because we're not going to have one. Okay, what next? We've got in basic farming and bakery, and maybe not. Rethorn through education initiative. That's pretty good advance payment. Tracker pilot is probably one of the ways to go. Cell block A will never... Well, we will get it completed, but it's just a case of sort of not glitching the game out, but we'll build all of the cells and then put a couple of extras in just to get it done. In fact, you know what? I will actually pick that up. 99,000 generic units of currency. As I said, and I have mentioned multiple times, this series is not... it's not... The challenge is not... the money side of it, you know, we've ruled that out. It's more about not being mauled to death by a rabid inmate. Let me go ahead and place in some more green energy here, so we'll get even more sales. Let's put some more up here. So there we go. I've said multiple times, it does feel a bit like a cheat code doing that, but there you go. Right, so next to security will become the Armory, and it is still not research. Where are we on? Armory is on 60%, so let me just max that out, and we'll sort that. Long-term investment is almost finished. That'll be done momentarily. We need to assign dog handlers. We can obviously pick up some dog handlers now, so let's go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4 doggos, and we've now got the Armory on 90%, so that should be good. And 7, 8, 9, and there we go. Bell rings, and we place in an Armory, which is going to go in here. Right. If you ever think your guards need a little more shock power, you can enable prison policy and have them equip stun buttons. Yes, that is on by default. We checked that earlier, so that's all good. Right, guard locker. I'll put the weapons rack in first, and then we'll have a guard locker in there, and we'll have guard lockers down here. And we do need a table, so let's go with table small, and why not place it there? It actually looks pretty good there, actually. Actually, no. How many actuallys can I put in one sentence? Actually, quite a bit. Let's go ahead and do that. So, that's now sorted, and we will go with staffing and 2 armed guards, 1, 2. We're going to have a lot more than that, but this is obviously just for the grant, you understand. Patrols, so we'll set up patrol there, and it is 2 doggos and 2 gunnies, and that's sorted as well. So that's grant done. Remove all of that, and then we're going to go for MacSec infrastructure. So increase the size of our security force. Yes, we will do that, and we now get up to 20 guards. We are apparently losing money, but yeah, the green energy is not come through yet. Tasers, body armor, guard towers, the lot. While we're thinking about that one, let's go ahead and add in some power here, and also some water. More luck than judgment that it's in line with the existing pipe work, so that's all good. And then we're going to go with a classroom, because we will have a classroom in here, and then this one will be, while we're at it, a training room. Hang on, training, there we go. The classroom is for the guard taser certification, the taser rollout, and then training room for like fire suppression, things like that. Mainly first aid, to be honest, is is what I'm thinking. So the classroom, we need a school desk and an office desk, so that can go in there. Blackboard will go next to it, and then it is a classroom desk, school desk, otherwise known as. And I just realised that's probably a little bit small for our needs, although we'll see how it goes. We'll just have to do this sort of staggered rollout for things. Right, for the other one, it is a training room, so training, and we need a desk, we need a chair, so we'll go there. Actually, chairs can go around here, and like that. Yes, grit bin can just go there, rat trap can go there, and then first aid needs to go on the wall, so that'll be there as well. So that should be all of that done, I think. I'm just going to keep an eye on that one. Place CCTV cameras throughout your prison. Yes, we will be doing that. Let's see what this thing is. It going to be done? And just the grip in. Anytime now. Yeah, that's all sorted. Right. CCTV, we're going to go with... okay, what are we going to go with? We can go for utilities and wiring, and I could go with advanced searchlights. I think that is classed as... I'm pretty confident that is classed as a CCTV. Let me place it. Let me place it and see what it does. I think that's the wrong way, and I might have to put it in here. Yeah, that's pointing down. I don't think it can point up. Although, doubt myself now. That's now in, and yes, as we can see, it is now said it is legitimate. Okay, that's fine. So utilities and wiring once again, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That brings us to the CCTV cameras, researching tasers, so that's all good. I'll remove these in but a moment, and naturally those will go into storage, and we'll use them whenever we need. So that's all good. Bureaucracy then. We are going to get some guard towers. We've got our legal, which is good. Permanent punishments. Don't know if we need that one. We'll go with the recycling initiative because why not? Forestry we don't need, so I'm not going to focus on that. I'm trying to think. There we go. There's the grant completion, and we have now, I think, probably track a pilot scheme just to get the money. You understand? And let me go with some dismantle all of that utility. And right, so where do we go from here? We are actually quite close to getting inmates, although to be fair, this cell is completely, well, it's not even designated as one. So you know what I'll do? I'm going to make the model in here. Let's do this one. So we'll make the cell completed, and indeed the canteen. So in the cell, what do we need? Well, over to objects and type in cell, and we have, I mean, it doesn't really help out because it just there's all the things that it defines as good for the cell. So we're going to go with a comfy bed. Where am I going to put the shower? I think I'm going to put it on that side. So we're going to put the comfy bed on the very left. The bird cage will go. Now there is area of effect. I think. You know what I'll do? I'll move it along, and the reason for that is we can put stuff on either side, and then we'll have that effect. CCTV, the TV will go that way. I mean, CCTV, there is half of that is correct. Toilet will go in that side. We'll have a drain that goes over the top of it. We'll have our spare shower head over there. We'll go with what else? I mean, we do want a window, don't we? We'll put a barred window in here, and we'll have in a bookshelf. We'll have in a where is the bird again? Bird cage. We'll have a warden statue. Statue. In fact, I'm going to put the... Oh no, that'll go there. That's fine. And what else does it want? A chair, which will go in here. We want in the... Where is it? Bathroom sink. Don't think I need to bother with that one. Gym mat. Yep, that's always going to be useful. And a prayer mat, which I might be able to find. Let's go with some canvas there. Soft pillow. I'm not bothering yet because, quite frankly, it doesn't. I don't think it clones. What else? We're gonna go with. Where's the desk? desk. Office desk. And another mat. Now, by my guesstimation, that is already about grade 9 or 10 once it's built. Let's see. That is all in. Right, I think it can go up to 15. Let's go with... Where is it? Logistics, room quality. It's 11. It's not classing as having a shower head and such. I think it's because of the water and power. Okay. Water and power then. Do I just want to build it right across? I really do. Max speed and build it like this. Yes, and then up, and then across. Ah, it doesn't line up with that. I'll go ahead and redo it. There we go. Then water and the pipework, which is going to go like this. And while I'm on, I'll just do the rest of it, which is infinitely more difficult in warden mode, because naturally I can't go through the centre because there's a fence there. Luckily, we are okay with building this one like so, and there we go. Okay, so that is probably completed. Let me double check the quality. 13. We can add in a sink and mirror and a punch bag and a radio if we want to. Okay. Or a boombox. We only need 2 of them. I think we're going to go with a punch bag. Actually, sink and a mirror, because it'll line up there quite nicely. I hope that clone's okay. Sometimes stuff on the wall does not. And a punch bag, which can go right next to it. There we go. Alright, that's fine. That should now be rated at the highest quality. Yes. Grade 15 of 15, supreme. Good. Flooring then. What are we going to go with the flooring? Well, not snow. I'm thinking the laminate might be okay. Or do I want to go with something that matches this? Could go with cargo floor. I don't know what we're going to do with the outside of this bit. We are going to do something with it, obviously. Ceramic. Ceramic is probably one of my favourite tiles in the game, apart from the lined. I'm going to go with ceramic. It's expensive, but we can do it. And then outside, what would look quite nice outside? I'm not doing lined tiles because they definitely are a problem with cloning. And we could just go straight up bog standard concrete, but I think the pathways are going to be concrete. Although I was tempted to change that up and have it as like wood or something. I'm not going to go with hexagons, even though they are the bestagons. Maybe stone. Walk speed is fast. Actually, let's go with weathered stone. No, we can't. Weathered stone indoor only. Okay. What will slow them down? Because we want them slow in here. I mean, we could just go with long grass. Maybe stone. Walk speed normal. Like I say, I want them to be slowed when they're in here. Just to get every little advantage, you understand. But I want it to look good. Field grass. Let's go with field grass because it's quite nice. It looks quite nice. I think it looks quite nice anyway. Let's do that. I'm not going to have it there. I'm going to have tiles there. And what does it look like? Well, it's hard to tell because it's quite dark, but I don't mind it. Okay. Alright. Right. We need to run some power in and around here. This is going to be to electrify the fencing, and it's going to be easy to do while the fencing is not in place because I can walk through it. There we are. Can't be overstated just how different the game is when you're playing on Warden mode. You have to think about, like I say, if I did place the walls in, I'd have to try and work around them, which would be extra hassle points for sure. And let's see then if that has worked. We'll know because there will be a laser line. Laser line we have. Okay. Can you put... I'm sure you can put barbed wire on. Yeah, I can put barbed wire on this if I really wanted to. And I really do. There we go. So we've got electrified barbed wire. Obviously, we do need to do some other wiring in this one. Right, okay. So, I think we will leave it there for now. How much money we got? More than enough to finish this, that's for sure. There we go. There's medical. Yes, so we have 76,000 generic units of currency. We are technically losing money. I probably could get rid of some staff if I need to and go down that route and all of that sort of thing. Do I need to have more solar, wind-solar hybrids? Solar-wind hybrids. I'm going to place some more. I don't know what the export meter is maxing out. I don't know if the export meter is maxing out yet or not. I really don't know. Taser rollout and non-lethal snipers will be picked up. And yes, okay, we're going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. We are well on our way for getting some prisoners. Next episode, I think it would be of most benefit to put in the flooring in and around here. So, well, you know, actually get around. We'll get some snipers. And you know what? We might even get our first inmate. Because I want to see what sort of effect they have on us, or what we have on them, I guess. Basically, you know, what's going to happen in terms of us being in their presence and how survivable or not it will be. There is a temptation here to just go, and build all of it and then never set foot on here. We do need some door servos, we do need, like I say, some flooring and other things like that. So we're well on our way to progressing on with that one, but as always, let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks very much for watching, take care, and generic partings.